Alright guys, so in this video we're gonna finish mostly the cutouts and other stuff on the rear bumper right here. So that includes these circles and the light hole over here. We're gonna make all that real quick, and we can see maybe in the next video we'll move on to the tires, because I really want to finish the tires. I'm returning to school, well, not returning, but I have to go do something, and I'm kind of pretty sure I won't have time to be making lengthy tutorials, and making this tire will take some time, so I really want to finish it at home before I leave for school, so that way the other tutorials can be short and, well, won't spend much time. So yeah, let's get started, and let's begin on the rear bumper and finish most of the things that are here. So I'm going to take the bumper right here, and we're going to go into local view like this. We don't need the blueprints for this. We can just eyeball it and place it where it needs to be. So I think this is in this area right here. This light is in this area right here. So the distance from here to there, I think is enough. So what we're gonna do is, let me see. Maybe we should. Since we need this one to be here, maybe we should just. I'm not sure. Let's take these two, okay? Let's press J, so we can join this one right here. And I'm going to take this one. I'm going to press the knife tool and knife it from here. Okay, so while I'm knifing it, I'm going to press. Why is that happening? Let's try again. So press the K to knife it, and then knife it from here all the way here, and press Z to make sure it cuts all the way through. So once you have Z pressed, just click and then press spacebar or enter to confirm it. Now take these four and press F. So this one stops right here, but we needed this so we can actually create the endpoint of this light hole right here. So I'm going to take these two and I'm going to slide it back until I have the hole perfect enough for it. But let me see. I think from this point over here, this edge over here, eyeballing it to this point over here, I think it will be from here to here, I think. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. From here to here, or we just send it back a little bit more, just a little bit more, like that. So let me just let me knife this again from here. Now I'm making sure the line falls right on top of this one, so it turns red when it falls right on top of it. Red and green, of course, red and green, not just red, red and green once it falls on top. And then I'll click and then press enter. I think did it. Let me see. Still created multiple vertices though. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 1, 2, and 3, that one as the last one, and we're going to press Alt and M and choose at last. So with that done, we're going to take these two vertices up to the one down there, the one down below in that area, and we're going to press J to join it. Now we're going to take this one and we're going to dissolve those edges nicely. Alright, so with that done, the length, now we have to think of the length of the hole now. So I'm pretty sure it starts from, let's go to face select mode. I think it starts from here and then to somewhere here. I think that's pretty lengthy enough. If I should, okay, we need to add one more. Yeah, so just one more. So this is about the space. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is let's insert the faces. So we're gonna insert the faces to about here. Okay, so you can see the amounts are inserted right there. Let's put up the shrink wrap so we can see this better. So you can see the amount of face I inserted right there. Let me do that again. So just insert it to about there, like that, and delete the faces. Nice. So that is the cutout right there. Let me enable this for you guys real quick. So that is the cutout right there. Now what we have to do is I'm going to use the knife tool. I'm going to create a triangle here and bring it over here like this to sharpen it up. So just click and then press space to confirm it. That shouldn't cause any problem because it's shrink wrapping. And we're going to do pretty much the same thing over here, but I'm going to start right here this time and move it all the way here. Press enter to confirm it. Now let's go into vertex select mode. We're going to take this. We actually don't have the shrink wrap enabled, and the triangle isn't causing any problems. So if we have it enabled, that would even get rid of the problem even better. So that is good. It's not causing any problem here either. So yeah. Now let me take this one. I'm going to press G twice and then slide it so it's up and down straight with this one. I'm going to do the same with this. So it's up and down, straight like that with that one. Alright, so that is looking great. Now this side is a little bit more slanted. You can see it's more, or maybe it's more sharper at the top than it is at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, or should we triangulate this as well? I think we should use a triangle on this as well, because this edge here is a crucial edge. So let me just slide this over here, and I'm going to use a triangle instead. So I'm going to knife it from here all the way to here, like that, and press enter. So you can see it looks like it now, or a little bit better, or close to it. I think all we have to do now, let's take this one and slide this back a little bit. So I'm just going to slide it back, so this side is a little bit more tight. I'm just going to do that a little bit more like that, and that should be good. So yeah, that is what we want, and it's looking good. The carrot came out clean without any problems, but I'm kind of thinking it's a bit too big. So let me see. If I take all of these, let me scale it up in the Z axis. Let me scale it up here instead, so it comes from the top to the bottom. Yeah, so I think that should be good. Yeah, it should be. Now let's enable the shrink wrap, and let's see how that looks. Alright, so that looks just about what we wanted. Sorry about that. Now what we're going to do, before we actually extrude this inwards, what we're going to do is we're going to take each of the shrink wrap and apply it. Actually, we didn't touch this shrink wrap right here, so we're going to apply only the second one. So let's copy and apply it. The second one affects this area alone. Wait, was that area affected? Let me see. Yeah, that was the one. So you just copy and apply just like that. Just copy and then apply it, and it should shrink it up onto the surface for you very nicely. Let me just minimize this real quick. So yeah, you can see it's lying right on the surface now. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I don't know if we should extrude this in. Okay, let's do that. So let's extrude this in the y-axis. I wanted to apply the solidify, but I realized I might not be adding any solidify to it. Instead, we'll be creating everything manually. So let's move this in a little bit like that, and move it in again a little bit like that, and press Ctrl and plus to select all, the two of these. Let's go into the vertex group. In the group 002, remove it from both of them. Even just remove it from both vertex group like that, and let me see. So that is looking good. I wanted to remove this one out of it as well, but I think everything is looking fine. So let's not add anything in the middle either. It's looking great. It's looking just like what we have here. Alright, so that is the first piece. The second piece, I'm pretty sure, is a circle. We should get that out and nice as well. How are we gonna do this? I'm pretty sure we should get a circle of sides, maybe 6. Because right now the circle only lies about, okay, I think it's in a perfect spot. Yeah, it should be. So let's see. We can delete this vertex right here and use that space for it. So if we delete the vertex, you can see what we have. Let's go to the back view now by pressing Ctrl and numpad 1, and let's take all of this, press Shift and S and choose cursor to select it. Now we're gonna add in first. Let's see how many vertices we have here in this area. So we have 8 vertices. So let's add in a circle like that. And we're going to bring this one up and make sure we set down the vertices to 8 like that. Now make sure clipping is disabled on your mirror modifier, or else when you try to scale this down you can see what is happening. So first of all, disable clipping on your mirror modifier, scale it down and re-enable that. Clipping allows it to clip in the middle here, so you can't actually move it around, but if you disable it like this, it's going to move it around. It can come off of it. So just make sure it's enabled to have that taking place. So let's take all of these now and let's scale it down. Let me just change the pivoting point back to boundary box, and let's scale this down. So we're going to scale it down to somewhere here. I don't know, I think it's smaller. So let's scale it down even more. I'm going to move this down in the Z axis. Scale it down a little bit more. Let me see. Is that about it? I think it's still too big. So let's scale it down. Is that about it? Maybe. Let's extrude and scale it out like this now. So to about this point, like that. I'm going to take both of these, press space and type in bridge, and select bridge edge groups like that. So I'm going to take this, press Ctrl and plus, or yeah, just press Control and plus like this. And let me see, we need to smooth this as well. So let's get out of edit mode and let's click on object and choose shade smooth. So with that done, let's get out of local view. And what we're going to do is we're going to unhide our rear bumper piece, the guide mesh, of course. So I don't know why these objects keep on hiding themselves. Let me re-hide them real quick. And yeah, so I'm going to enable the guide mesh and I'm going to bring the rear bumper guide inner like that. And let's go over to the back view. Go over to the back view like this. Go into edit mode and make sure your snapping element is set to face and you have project individual elements enabled. Press G, hold control and press enter like that. So that should snap it onto the surface for you very nicely like that. Once you have that done, just go into the object data buttons and assign it to the group 001 so it can be shrink wrapped onto the rear bumper guide mesh. Alright, let's disable the guide mesh again. Let's take a look at this. Alright, I think it's starting to rain here. I might actually pause the video. If it gets serious, I will pause the video and continue later. It's starting to rain. Alright, let's enable the shrink wrap now. I don't think we have it enabled. Okay, it's enabled. So why is that happening? Why is it doing that if it's enabled? Or do I have it assigned to the wrong group? Let me see. Okay, so remove it from this group and assign it to the second one. Yeah, so let's just add in one more loop cut in the middle here, and let's move this around just so it kind of matches the surrounding vertices a little bit better, like that. So that should be looking good. Alright, so next what we want to do is we're going to take this one and we're going to extrude it in the y-axis a little bit like that, and extrude it again one more time in the y-axis a little bit like that. Now press Ctrl and plus until you have the two selected and remove it from the group 001 and from the group 00 like that. So that should give it a nice edge over there. And once you have that, what we're going to do next is we're going to take this one at the very edge here and we're going to duplicate it like this. And let's get onto the back view and let's press F. And what do we do next? Let me see. Let's insert the faces just a little bit, okay, to something like that. And I'm gonna press Ctrl and I to invert the selection. Oh no, not that. Not Ctrl and I. Instead, select the edges of the one that we duplicated. You can see this is stretching all the way here, so that's not the one. We have another vertices that is connected to the one we duplicated. So select that one and press X, and so you can select that one by holding down Alt and selecting that edge. So just hold Alt and left click on it to select that whole edge, and press X and delete the vertices. So you can see it creates a tiny gap for us over there. So once we have that done, we're going to take this, press L and take everything. Let's get onto the side. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to move this in the y-axis. Okay, so let's remove it from the vertex group. It seems it's shrink wrapping. Yeah, so remove both of it from the vertex group like that, and let's pull this in just a tiny bit like that. And I'm going to press I to insert the faces to about there, and I'm going to press X and delete the faces like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Ctrl and R through here, add in two loop cuts. I'm going to move it in the y-axis just a tiny bit like that, so it bulges out like that. And I'm going to take the inner ones now. That is hold on, I'm kind of seeing things. Hold on, let me see. Let's get onto the back view. Okay, I think it must have, the alternates didn't actually help. Was it alternates we used? Okay, it's in the right place. It's in the right place. So just move it in the y-axis like that. I wasn't seeing properly, so I thought it was overlapping the very edge on the other side. Instead, it's all the way here. So yeah, that is good. So we're gonna take that one now. Those two. I'm gonna press E and then Y, and move it just a little bit like that. Right there. Let me just do that again. E and then Y. Move it just a little bit like that. Do that again. And now extrude it all the way in like that. That should be good. I'm gonna press the, no, I mean click on object and choose shade smooth, like that. So that is looking good, and I think now we have to fatten this up or scale it out a little bit more to fill that gap around it, because you can see it's pretty tight on this one. So let's just press S to scale it up and close up the gap nicely, like that. So with that done, we're going to pull the whole thing in the y-axis inside, like that. Nice. So I think that is looking good so far. So with that done, one final thing we're going to do is we're going to go over here and let's take this vertex, right, this edge right here, and we're going to duplicate it by pressing Shift and D, and then let's scale it down just a tiny bit and press F, like that. So yeah, that gives us what we need, but we still have to, let's try to let me get into wireframe. Let's insert just a face in it. So insert once and insert twice, and then leave it like that. So yeah, that is looking good. Very nice. Let's take the whole thing and scale it up a little bit. So take everything by pressing L and scale it up just a little bit, like that. So yeah, that is looking good. So that is pretty much the same thing I'm going to be doing to this two over here. So I'm going to time lapse that side out. Hopefully you guys are able to get it right. It's not difficult. It's the exact same thing I did here. All we're going to do is go in here, delete the vertex and put it there, and go over here, delete the vertex and put it there. So I'm going to time lapse this side out. Alright, so that finishes it off now. So what is left is to actually create this metal piece over here. So how we're going to do that is to take all of these edges here, including these ones right here, and we're going to press Shift and D to duplicate it, and then we'll press P to separate the selection. So we get out of that, and then we take this, and we're going to go into edit mode. We're going to take these two and press F. So we're going to add in a vertex right in the middle here, and what we're going to do is let's pull this out until it's on the surface like that, and then we're going to take these two vertices here and press F to the top there, like that. So I think this is a little bit out of shape, so I'm just going to, let's just dissolve these two and put a new one in, and I'm going to pull it out to there, like that. So with that done, we're just going to go over to the shrink wrap modifier. I think we only need the second one, not the first one. So let's go over here. I'm going to delete these vertices here all the way to the back. So all of these vertices we're going to delete. Let me hold Shift. So we're going to delete all of that vertices, and then let me see, what are we going to do next? Let's remove the, let's apply the shrink wrap right now. Let's get out of edit mode and let's apply it like that. So with that done, we're going to take all of these. I'm going to press Alt and S to shrink it off the surface just a little bit, like that. Alright, so with that done, we're going to flip the face. Okay, we're going to flip the normals. Let me see if Shift and N can do that. So it doesn't do that, but it gives us this option here. So bring that up and enable inside. So it flips the normal like that. So what we're going to do is add in a solidify modifier. But before we do that, let me see, let's drop this subdivision surface to 1. Okay, this is a simple piece. We don't want too much vertices to it. And then let's get over here and let's get rid of this edges here. We'll get rid of this edge, we'll get rid of that one, we'll only leave those 4 there, and we'll get rid of this one as well. Oh, maybe not. Let's leave it, let's get rid of it. So let's add in edges on this side and that side. Okay, so we're going to need to add in edges on the sides as well. Just add those in as well to there. But it seems this one ends somewhere around here, so let's end it here and then let's delete this edge and add in a new one to support this one, like that. Yeah, so that is good. All that I'm going to do now, let me see, if I take all of them and I press S and then Y, scale it in the Y axis, because you can see there's a little bit of a space in the middle here. So I'm just going to scale it in the Y axis, just a little bit like that. And I want to move this forward too, so this one here can fall on the edge or on the tip right there and doesn't intersect with the piece above it. And this one also falls over here, but I'm going to move it in a little bit. So let me dissolve this edge. I'm going to take this, I'm going to move it in to about this point. And sorry about the noise in the background if you're hearing it, but let's keep going. So I'm going to add in a loop cut over here as well, all the way to here. And that is looking good. So now let's add in the solidify real quick. So we added in the solidify, and you can see it is too big, so we're going to drop it down. Okay, let me see, 0.025, let me see, 35, that's too much. So 0.005, okay, 0.005 looks about accurate, but I think it's still too big. You know, let me get over here, let me bring this piece down a little bit. I think it's hanging in the air. So let me put up this solidify, and I'm going to dissolve this edge right here. I'm going to pull this down to about somewhere here. Let me just slide it back a little bit. Nice. So just move it down, take this one, move that down a little bit as well. Now add in that new loop cut right here to there. And yeah, now let's bring back the solidify. Okay, so I think we still need to drop this down though. Let me try 0.004. Okay, we're definitely going with 0.003. Nice. So 0.003 looks great. We're going to keep it at 0.003. Yeah, so that about does it. I don't know about the hole here though. Kind of looks too big. So let me take everything. I'm going to press S and then Y and scale it down a little bit more. Now we have to move it in the Y axis just a little bit more. Let me move it out a little bit more, and yeah, so let me see, let me get over here. I'm going to dissolve this edge first. I'm going to pull this in until it kind of seems to start to intersect, and then we'll add in the new one again, press E, and then align it over there so it's lying right above it like that. Now let's take a look at this side too. So we have to send this back a little bit. So I'm just going to press G twice and then C, and then slide it all the way back there. Take the supporting edge loop and slide it towards it as well, like that. So you can see that is looking good. It's looking really, really great. Now all that we're going to do is to go into wireframe. I'm going to take these two here. I'm going to move it in the X axis so it is in line with this edge right here. So that is all we intend to do. As you can see, it's looking great. And we're going to call this the rear bumper metal piece. Alright, so I'm going to call it rear bumper metal piece. And press enter to confirm it, like that. So yeah, basically that will finish off the stuff on the rear bumper. But in the next video, in the part where we'll be creating the lights over here, we will actually be solidifying this rear bumper and its lower piece right here. So I'm just going to end the video here and maybe make the tutorial or the next video on the tires, where we'll be creating the tire treads and the rims. So I'll see you guys in the next video.